All right, chosen one. Stop what you're doing and listen, for this moment is not an accident. I have called you here, not by chance, but by divine design. I know the weight you carry, the seasons of wandering you've endured, the nights when questions about faith pressed against your chest like a heavy stone. You have asked yourself why certain people disrupt your soul, why a presence lingers long after you tried to bury the memory, why the pull inside your spirit refuses to release. This is not ordinary emotion. It is not the fleeting butterflies of shallow desire. This is deeper, sacred, purposeful. It is destiny alignment, crafted before the foundations of the earth were laid. You have tried to silence it with reason. You have whispered prayers, hoping to end the ache. You have told yourself it is over, that you must move on. Yet when the noise of the world fades, the voice within returns. And I say to you now, it is not weakness. It is not folly. It is my whisper. For I do not play with hearts, nor do I create ties of the soul for amusement. When I forge a bond, it is for mission, for purpose, and for timing that only heaven understands. Stay with me, for in this message I will reveal 5 prophetic signs that confirm when I have chosen someone to walk with you on your sacred journey. These are not lessons of romance, but revelations of calling. If you listen until the end, I will open your eyes to why the bond has not died, why it haunts your prayers, why your spirit still leans forward with expectation. And now I invite you, if this word already pierces your heart, share this message with someone who needs light. Comment $9.99 below as a prophetic act of faith, and subscribe so you remain aligned with the voice of heaven. Why $9.99? Because just as I leave the 99 to seek the one, this act declares that you are ready for divine clarity. Welcome, chosen one. You are exactly where I want you to be. Number 1. Repeated encounters, chosen one. Hear my voice now. I will speak plainly and tenderly, for you have carried seasons of waiting and wonder, and your heart has grown weary from questions that have no easy answers. You have learned the language of loss. You have carried the scars of disappointment, and you have prayed until silence felt like an answer. Yet in that silence, something inside you will not let go of a person, a face, a name. You scroll past photos and your chest tightens. You walk into a room and time tilts. You wake in the night and a name rings through your thoughts. Do not dismiss these stirrings as mere habit or nostalgia. I am not careless with souls. These repeated encounters are not accidents. They are divine appointments, soft footsteps of my intention, moving through the ordinary to reawaken the extraordinary that I placed within you long ago. Listen to me. I do not have to thunder to be heard. I can whisper through pattern and timing. And often I choose to work in subtlety, because the spirit hears what the ear cannot. When your life seems to be a string of coincidences, when their face appears on a feed you least expect, when you stumble into a place you have never been, and they are standing there, when a dream wakes you with their name in your mouth. These are not glitches in the matrix. They are markers on a path I have ordained. I call them divine choreography, the quiet orchestration of moments that, to the world, look random, but in the spirit are thunderous. Pay attention. Patterns are my handwriting. Timings are my signature. The more you learn to read them, the more you will see that I am not absent, I am arranging. You must understand the difference between mere coincidence and my choreography. A coincidence satisfies curiosity and then passes. My choreography pulls you into alignment. A coincidence leaves you puzzled. My choreography leaves you awakened. Do not confuse the flutter of surface attraction with the deep, persistent pull that reverberates in the core of your spirit. Butterflies are temporary. Destiny alignment is durable. I put a purpose into certain connections that will not expire when your feelings cool. Purpose remains when the scent of emotion fades. Purpose waits in the quiet, and when the appointed moment arrives, it calls you forward again. This is why you keep finding yourself return to the same place, over and over. Not because you are stuck, but because I am tenderly, deliberately teaching you to notice my voice in the pattern. Do not be surprised when these encounters feel inconvenient or awkward. I often hide my checkpoints in the small, the inconvenient, the unremarkable moments that the world would label bad timing. I will not always bring you together at a mountaintop with trumpets sounding. Sometimes I meet you at the grocery aisle, on a bench in a waiting room, or on a midnight scroll through a social feed. Those moments are not insignificant. They are rehearsals. Think of them as sacred rehearsals, where I remind your spirit of what it has been created to recognize. Each unexpected meeting is a rehearsal for something greater, a calibration of attention, a test of readiness, a gentle preparation of your heart for the work I will unfold. I will let you feel the tug so that when the time comes, you do not stumble in confusion, but step into your assignment with eyes wide and hands steady. There will be seasons of separation, and I will not lie to you. Separation can hurt. I will sometimes allow distance and silence not to punish you, but to shape you. I use the deserts to root you deeper. I use the silence to sharpen your hearing. Do not forget that absence is not always evidence of abandonment. If the bond I have placed remains alive despite time and quiet, it is because I am preserving a seed. You may bury the seed in your attempts to move on, but seeds do not die in the dark. They sleep and prepare. When the season is right, I will bend the paths of life so those seeds sprout into purpose. In the meantime, let the pause become a place of refining rather than a place of despair. Trust the work I am doing beneath the surface. Yet, beloved, discernment matters. Not every intense feeling, every recurring thought, every sudden encounter is my message. The enemy is subtle and can counterfeit the sacred with anything that flatters the flesh. There are ties born from loneliness, from fear of being alone, from desire for comfort that masquerade as destiny. You have lived long enough to know the difference between a temporary pleasure and a holy summons. But the enemy will try to muddy that water with doubt and distraction. The test of authenticity is not always loud. True heavenly touch leaves a silent peace in the center of your being, even when confusion swirls around you. When everything outside you is messy and your mind cannot make sense of it. If deep down your spirit whispers, "There is more to this," then listen to that whisper. Peace that persists amid chaos is one of my clearest signatures. If you are left with restless anxiety, with guilt-driven compulsion, or with a sense of depletion rather than increase, take caution. Bring it to me in prayer. Ask for clarity. Seek counsel from those awakened to the holy discernment I give to my people. I will speak in ordinary ways, a face on a social scroll, an unexpected meeting at a cafe, a dream that wakes you with clarity. Do not be embarrassed by the smallness of the means. I often choose the mundane so you will learn to find me in everyday life. The name that echoes in your sleep is not necessarily an accident of the mind. It can be my hand reaching across your dreaming to remind you of a covenant you have not yet fully understood. The sudden appearance of that face in a place you never thought to look is my nudge to your attention. The pattern is the proof. Patterns are my way of saying, pay attention, I am at work. Do not allow the world to convince you that the ordinary is meaningless. I make the ordinary holy when I walk through it. As these signs begin to multiply, prepare yourself. I often intensify such signals before I release my purpose. When I am about to move, I amplify the cues so that your spirit will stir awake, so that your preparation will be both inward and outward. Expect the unexpected. Expect the rhythm to quicken. You will notice an increase in symbolic coincidences, a sharpening of dreams, a multiplication of small meetings that feel like whispers. This intensification is not to torment you, it is to prepare you. It is my way of making sure you will not miss the moment when I open the next door. Remember, preparation is not punishment. It is my patience working within you so that when the call comes, you will answer with clarity rather than confusion. Do not be afraid to name what is happening. Naming is an act of faith. Call these encounters divine appointments, because when you name the work of my Spirit, you align yourself with my movement. Speak aloud the recognition that these patterns are not random, and refuse to let shame cover your spiritual awareness. The enemy would love to convince you that you are merely nostalgic or stuck in old wounds. But I say, you are awake. You are remembering what I planted. Let that remembrance be a practice of faith. Keep a sacred attentiveness to the patterns that recur, the places where you meet again, the dreams that return. Keep a journal if necessary. Write down those recurring motifs and look back at them with a spirit that expects to see my hand. I do not mind that you look for proof. I made you to be a witness of my ways. As you walk through these repeated encounters, be humble and patient with yourself. You are not called to hurry my timing. There is a difference between pursuing out of desperation and following in obedience. I will not be hurried by your fear. I will be trusted by your quiet faith. When you feel pulled, anchor yourself in prayer and in the counsel of wise companions. Ask me to show you the intent beneath each encounter. Ask me to reveal whether the pattern is a rehearsal or a final act. And when clarity comes, do not shrink from the obedience it requires, even if it asks you to step through discomfort. The most sacred unions I ordain are often those that require courage more than convenience. Beloved, I want you to see clearly. Purpose does not expire when emotions fade. Your heart can grow dim toward a person while the assignment that connection carries remains alive. Do not conflate the cooling of romance with the ending of destiny. Emotions ebb and flow. Purpose endures. I have placed within some relationships a mission beyond mutual comfort, a calling that will test you both and refine you to lead beyond yourselves. When you begin to understand the difference, the ache will find meaning instead of shame. Your longing will not be an accusation, but a compass pointing toward the work I intend to do through you. Finally, remember this. My ways are patient, and my methods are wise. If these encounters keep returning, if patterns persist and the world calls them coincidence while your soul calls them home, then be attentive. Let the rhythm of this season teach you to hear me in repetition. Let the quiet peace that rises within you be your first sign of authenticity. Allow the inconvenience of my rehearsals to strengthen you. And trust that when I move, I will do so with precision and with purpose. You are not abandoned to your feelings. You are being instructed by my timing. Be watchful, be discerning, and above all, be ready. For when the appointed time arrives, what has been rehearsed in the shadows will step into the light, and you will stand in the place I prepared for you both to walk in my work together. Number 2, their presence awakens your spirit, chosen one. Lean closer and hear my voice, for what I am about to tell you requires a deeper ear and a willing heart. There are people who pass through your life and stir only the surface, leaving behind ripples that vanish with time. They may flatter you, amuse you, or even comfort you for a season, but they do not alter the course of your spirit. Their presence satisfies a moment, but leaves your soul unchanged. Yet when I ordain a connection, when I send someone aligned with my will, something greater takes place. Their very presence awakens what has long slept inside you. This is not the shallow flutter of desire. It is a spiritual ignition. It is a divine spark that shifts atmospheres, sharpens thoughts, strengthens prayers, and reorients your heart toward purpose. When they walk into the room, the air itself feels different, and in ways you cannot explain, you sense heaven enlarging your territory. This awakening is not about dependency. It is not about finding someone to complete you or soothe your insecurities. I am your completion. I am your sufficiency. But there are times when I place before you a soul whose presence alone is prophetic. Not because they preach sermons to you, not because they instruct you with words, but because their very being becomes a living prophecy. Without trying, without effort, their life carries a frequency that disrupts stagnation within you. Their presence calls forth the warrior you thought was lost, the intercessor you silenced, the visionary you buried under disappointments and distractions. They pull out the version of yourself that I whispered into existence before you took your first breath. They draw out the blueprint I hid within you, the version shaped not by wounds or fears, but by my eternal design. You may have noticed it without fully understanding. In their presence, your thoughts feel clearer. Your spirit feels sharper. Your prayers carry more weight. You remember dreams you had allowed to wither, visions you had set aside because life told you they were impossible. Their presence does not drown you in nostalgia. It pushes you into remembrance of destiny. This is how you know it is of me. For when I awaken you through another soul, I do not stir longing alone. I stir alignment. You are brought back into awareness of who you are in me, of who you were always meant to be. This is not chemistry, for chemistry can fade and be counterfeited by charm or attraction. This is covenant activation. It is purpose colliding with purpose, spirit awakening spirit, heaven breathing on two flames, so they burn brighter together than they ever could apart. And know this, such activation is never one-sided. When I ordain a connection, it is mutual. Just as their presence sharpens you, yours sharpens them. Just as their spirit pulls out the best in you, you stir awake the best in them. Together your prayers gain weight. Together your vision expands. Together your spiritual frequency rises, as if the two of you begin to resonate at a higher level that confounds the enemy and attracts the attention of heaven. This is why you feel bolder when they are near. This is why courage rises in you and doubt diminishes. You are not merely two individuals standing side by side. You are two instruments tuned to the same key. And when struck together, you release a sound in the spirit that neither could release alone. But hear me carefully. This kind of connection will not always feel safe by the standards of emotion. You may not feel the soft comfort that comes from being indulged or entertained. Instead, you will feel a holy discomfort, a stirring that refuses to let you remain where you are. Their presence convicts you without accusation. Their life mirrors back to you the areas where you have settled too low, where you have compromised, where you have forgotten the promises you once prayed. This is why it can feel unsettling, even uncomfortable, to be in their presence. Do not mistake that discomfort for danger. It is not harm, it is holy. It is not threat, it is alignment. For the right person will never lull you into apathy. They will awaken you into awareness. They will challenge you, not with criticism, but with the silent force of their calling that reminds you of your own. You may wonder why the enemy has fought so fiercely to keep you apart. You may wonder why misunderstandings, distance, or strange obstacles keep arising. It is because hell knows what heaven intends. The enemy understands that if the two of you stand aligned in my purpose, you will become an unstoppable force in the spiritual realm. This is why the resistance has been so relentless, not because of mere emotions, but because of the potential impact your unity carries. The enemy fears the sound of your agreement, the power of your prayers joined, the weight of your destiny combined. But take courage. What I ordain cannot be thwarted. What I awaken cannot be put back to sleep. No opposition can extinguish the fire I ignite. Let me teach you to recognize the marks of such a connection. When you are near this person, your awareness of me deepens rather than diminishes. You are not distracted from my presence. You are drawn closer. You do not feel smaller in their shadow. You feel enlarged in your spirit. Their presence does not compete with my voice. It amplifies it. Even in silence, and even when no words are exchanged, you sense me stirring within you. A simple glance becomes an echo of eternity. A shared quiet becomes a holy conversation. Their presence alone is prophetic, and you leave their company not drained, but replenished, not confused, but clarified, not diminished, but awakened. Do not be afraid of the weight this awakening carries. It is not a burden to crush you, but a call to elevate you. When I awaken you through another, I am not placing your destiny in their hands. I am placing your destiny in sharper focus through their life. They are not the source of your calling. I am. They are the mirror that reflects back to you what I planted. The reminder that keeps you from forgetting. The spark that refuses to let you drift into complacency. Their role is sacred because it is catalytic. They are not meant to complete you, but to activate you, to push you toward the fullness of who I have called you to be. And remember, this awakening is mutual. The synergy you experience is not one-sided infatuation. It is two flames catching each other, two callings fanning each other, two spirits testifying to heaven's design. Do not reduce it to romance or chemistry alone. That would be to diminish what I am doing. This is about kingdom purpose. This is about destinies intertwined not for pleasure, but for impact. And when you feel the rising tide within you in their presence, know that they feel the same. The fire you sense in your spirit resonates in theirs. The courage you feel returning to you also stirs within them. The alignment you taste is the same alignment they are awakening to. But chosen one, you must not resist the discomfort. Do not run from the unease that their presence creates. That unease is the sound of your spirit being stretched. It is the groaning of destiny refusing to remain buried. It is the call to rise higher, to step further, to believe bigger. Do not look for safety in the sense of ease. Look for truth in the sense of alignment. The The right connection will not make you feel coddled. It will make you feel called. The right presence will not pamper your fears. It will provoke your faith. The right person will not soothe you into stagnation. They will stir you into transformation. You may even notice that when you are near them, prayers you once abandoned return to your lips. Promises you thought were forgotten echo again in your ears. Dreams you dismissed as impossible flutter alive again in your spirit. This is not nostalgia. This is prophecy. It is me reminding you that I am not finished with what I began in you. Their presence awakens what you thought was lost, because I use them as a key to unlock doors in your heart. And know this: the key is not theirs alone. You also carry keys for them. This is why the activation is mutual. You unlock one another. You stir one another. You remind one another. Together, you rise higher than either of you could rise alone. Beloved, see this clearly. The awakening is not about romance. It is about restoration. It is not about feeling admired. It is about being aligned. It is not about being entertained. It is about being equipped. When I send someone to awaken you, I am not indulging your desires. I am igniting your destiny. Their presence alone is prophetic, their life a living sermon, their spirit a sacred mirror. And in the light of that mirror, you remember who you are. My chosen, my warrior, my intercessor, my visionary, my child. So do not dismiss the power of their presence, and do not fear the weight it carries. Trust that I am at work in ways beyond what you see. Trust that the stirring you feel is not confusion, but calling. Trust that the synergy you share is not accident, but assignment. And trust that what I awaken through another, I will sustain by my spirit. For what is of me cannot be quenched, and what I ignite cannot be extinguished. Walk in this awareness, chosen one. Embrace the awakening, and know that as they stir you, you stir them, and together you become a testimony of what happens when my presence flows through two lives aligned with heaven. Number 3, bond survives time, silence, and distance. Chosen one, remain with me as I continue to unfold what you must understand. For this truth reaches deeper than what your eyes can see. You have heard how the presence of a person can awaken your spirit. But now, I tell you of the mystery that reveals whether what you carry is fleeting emotion or eternal design. It is this: the bond I author will endure the weight of time, the ache of silence, and the distance that would shatter lesser ties. Many connections in this world are fragile, breaking at the first sign of delay, fading when words grow scarce, dissolving when miles stand between. But when I forge a bond, it does not crumble in absence. It matures. It does not weaken with time. It grows roots beneath the surface. It does not die in silence. It learns to hear the whispers of my spirit more clearly. This is how you will know the difference. For what is of me cannot be undone by what tests it. Look at the relationships of this world, and you will see how often they demand constant validation. People fear being forgotten if a text is not answered, if a call is missed, if too many days pass without reassurance. They measure love by the frequency of contact and the noise of attention. But a connection birthed in my spirit is not fragile like this. It does not suffocate under silence, nor does it panic under distance. Instead, it learns to breathe in the wilderness. It becomes stronger in absence, not weaker. It draws its sustenance not from constant proof, but from the foundation I myself laid. When the world says time kills love, I say that time matures love. When the world fears silence, I use silence to deepen hearing. When the world despises distance, I use distance to strengthen trust. The bond I create is not shallow, it is anchored in eternity. Perhaps you have noticed it already. Months may pass, even years, and still something deep within you responds when their name surfaces. When a dream calls them back into your thoughts, when a memory rises unbidden and yet feels alive. This is not weakness, nor is it nostalgia. Nostalgia aches for what is gone. This bond testifies to what still lives. Nostalgia longs for the past. This bond points toward a future I have not yet revealed. Your heart does not respond because it is trapped, but because it is tethered to an assignment that remains alive. Do not mistake this tether for obsession. It is endurance. What I forge cannot be severed by time, silence, or space, because I have preserved it for my purposes. Understand why I sometimes allow separation. I do not keep you apart to torment you. I allow distance to refine you, silence to teach you, time to prepare you. If I were to unite you before healing had taken place, before character had been shaped, before purpose had matured, the bond would collapse under the weight of what it is meant to carry. I care too much to let you build prematurely. So I allow seasons of pruning, seasons where you think it is over, where you are convinced the story is ended. Yet in the unseen, I am tending the roots. In the dark, I am working on both of you, healing wounds, sharpening discernment, expanding capacity. The season of silence is not wasted. It is sacred. It is where I prepare you for the appointed time when paths will cross again, not for nostalgia, but for destiny. Hear me clearly. The bond was not created for convenience. It was created for kingdom impact. If it has survived everything designed to break it, misunderstandings, years of absence, words spoken in haste, mistakes you thought were final, then it is because the assignment attached to it still lives. You are not being punished by the persistence of this connection. You are being reminded that the purpose behind it remains. What I create for kingdom impact cannot be erased by human error or weakened by human frailty. If the bond lives on, it is because I have preserved it. But beware, for the enemy knows this truth too. He will use time to sow doubt, whispering that it should have died if it were real. He will use silence to breed confusion, convincing you that absence means abandonment. He will use distance to tempt you into despair, suggesting that you are foolish for still sensing what others cannot see. Do not listen to these lies. Remember that I do not need noise to work. I move in the quiet. I do not need proximity to preserve. I am present in every space. I do not fear time, for I hold eternity. Trust me when you cannot see. Trust me when the evidence appears gone. Trust me when your spirit still whispers, there is more, even though logic says it is finished. Think of the seasons of pruning in a vineyard. To the untrained eye, pruning looks like loss, like cutting back, like death. But the wise vine dresser knows that pruning is preparation for greater fruit. In the same way, I sometimes prune connections by allowing space, silence, and time. Not because I am destroying them, but because I am ensuring they will bear fruit in their season. The bond matures in absence. It sends roots deeper when branches seem bare. It strengthens where others would weaken. And when the appointed time comes, the fruit will testify that the wait was not wasted. Do not despise the waiting. Do not curse the silence. Do not fear the distance. These are the classrooms where I teach you patience, resilience, and trust. These are the places where faith grows strong, where character is refined, where dependence on me becomes unshakable. If the bond is of me, then the waiting will not destroy it. The silence will not suffocate it. The distance will not erase it. Instead, each will refine it, strengthen it, and prepare it. Chosen one, you must also understand the dialogue of the Spirit. Even when words are absent, even when miles stand between, even when you think you have turned the page, your spirits remain in silent conversation. You may not see one another, but the missions I assign to you still intertwine in the unseen. It is not about how often you speak. It is about how deeply you remain aligned. The unseen dialogue of your spirits is a reminder that what is of me cannot be silenced by absence. You will feel it in sudden moments, a quickening in prayer, a stirring in worship, an unexpected thought that carries the weight of eternity. These are not accidents. They are signals that the bond remains alive because its purpose is not yet fulfilled. Sometimes the most powerful work I do in a connection happens in seasons of separation. It is then that I am able to heal without distraction, to shape without interference, to build capacity without comparison. It is in the distance that I mold you into who you must be, so that when you are brought together again, you can carry the assignment with strength and humility. Do not despise these hidden seasons. They are where the deepest preparation takes place. They are where the unseen roots grow strong enough to bear visible fruit later. You ask, how do I know if it is you? And I say, if the bond has endured beyond what should have ended it, if it persists beyond reason, if it continues to awaken silent peace, even in unanswered questions, then it is of me. If it were mere obsession, it would have left you empty. If it were mere nostalgia, it would have faded with time. But because it is purpose, it remains, waiting for my appointed moment. That is how you will know. So take courage, chosen one. You are not trapped in the past. You are tethered to a future I have already seen. You are not weak for feeling what others dismiss. You are discerning what heaven has preserved. You are not alone in the silence. You are being instructed by my whispers. Let go of the fear that you are foolish. Trust the endurance of what I am sustaining. Trust the strength of what has survived. Trust the bond that has outlasted storms, for it lives not because of your will, but because of my hand. And when the time comes, when I choose to reconnect what I have preserved, it will not be a repeat of the past. It will be a rebirth into purpose. The distance will prove its worth. The silence will prove its power. The waiting will prove its fruit. You will see that every delay, every pause, every pruning was part of a design greater than you imagined. The bond will not return weaker. It will return stronger. It will not return fragile. It will return fortified. It will not return for comfort alone. It will return for kingdom impact. Chosen one, write this truth on your heart. The bond was not created for convenience. It was created for kingdom impact. Let this be your anchor when doubt whispers. Let this be your reminder when silence lingers. Let this be your hope when distance stretches long. For what I create, I sustain. What I preserve, I redeem. And what I ordain, I bring to completion in my perfect time. Number 4, they push you toward calling chosen one. Listen as I speak to you with clarity and with weight. For now I bring you deeper into the mystery of how you know when I have placed someone in your path not for comfort, but for calling. Many in this world chase after companions who soothe their wounds, who fill their days with distraction, who make the silence bearable but never awaken the spirit. Those ties feel pleasant in the moment, yet they dull your hunger for me. They numb the urgency of prayer. They leave your vision blurred and your purpose weakened. These are not the connections I ordain. For when I send someone into your life, I do not send them to entertain you or shield you from discomfort. I send them to awaken the warrior in you, to call forth the anointing buried beneath years of weariness, to sharpen you into the vessel I created you to be. The difference is this: distracting relationships pull you away from prayer, but divine connections drive you into deeper communion with me. False ties leave you satisfied with mediocrity, but holy ties stir you to dream again, to believe for more, to step into territories you once thought impossible. The ones I send will not let you remain asleep. Their presence provokes you. Their example stirs you. Their very being ignites something in your soul that refuses to let you settle. This is why you must discern carefully. Not every voice that flatters you is from me, but the voice that convicts you without condemnation, that reminds you of who you are in me. That voice carries my seal. Understand this: the person I ordain will not always say what you want to hear. They may not speak with eloquence or offer comfort in every moment, but they will carry a holy authority, and their very life will mirror back to you the version of yourself you were always meant to become. They will not accept your excuses. They will not indulge your complacency. They will not applaud you when you shrink back from your assignment. Instead, they will stand as a living standard, a reflection of heaven's call, and their presence will press you to rise. At times, this will make you uncomfortable, for growth rarely feels safe, and destiny does not flourish in the shallow soil of ease. Yet the discomfort is holy. The unease is sacred. It is the sound of your spirit being stirred awake. Do not despise this stirring. It is my mercy. For if you surround yourself only with those who coddle you, you will wither in apathy. But if I send someone who challenges you, who presses you, who confronts you with the greatness I have placed inside you, then rejoice, for you have found a divine ally. This person is not there to be your escape, but your alignment force. They are not there to shield you from the call, but to press you into it. They are not there to soothe you into smallness, but to provoke you into expansion. They are not there to confirm your excuses, but to remind you of my promises. Chosen one, have you noticed how in their presence your prayers grow stronger? You pray with more conviction, as though heaven itself leans closer. Your dreams, once suffocated by disappointment, begin to breathe again. The visions you buried rise to the surface. You sense clarity, momentum, fire. This is not the effect of charm or attraction. This is the mark of covenant activation. When I bring you together with one I have chosen, the result is not passivity, but propulsion. You are pushed forward into who you are meant to be. You feel the call louder, the urgency stronger, the destiny nearer. This is how you know it is me. Yet I remind you again, the process is not always gentle. At times, their presence will make you restless, for you will see in them the reflection of the person you have resisted becoming. You will confront the areas of your life you tried to avoid. You will feel the sting of conviction in places where you have grown comfortable in compromise. But do not recoil. Do not resent the mirror, for they are not showing you what you lack. They are showing you what I planted that you have not yet embraced. Their presence is my reminder that you are called for more, that you cannot shrink back, that you cannot go on living beneath your anointing. Even when they are far from you, their influence remains. Their words echo in your decisions. Their standard lingers in your thoughts. Their fire continues to stir you, even in their absence. This is another sign that the connection is of me. The impact does not fade when the distance grows. The seed they awakened in you continues to bear fruit, because it was never about them alone. It was about the calling I placed within you. They were simply the catalyst I chose to bring it to life. Do not confuse catalyst with permanence. Sometimes the person I use to awaken you is not the one who walks with you to the end. Sometimes their role is not to stay forever, but to unlock what needed to be released. Do not mourn if they are not your happily ever after in the way the world imagines. Rejoice instead that they were the bridge that carried you from who you were into who I have called you to become. Do not idolize the vessel. Honor the purpose. The gift was not merely their presence. The gift was the awakening of your destiny. This is why I say again, they are not there to be your escape, but your alignment force. They are not meant to keep you comfortable, but to keep you called. They may bring challenge more often than ease, conviction more often than flattery. But it is through this that you are shaped into the vessel I require. When the world seeks lovers who entertain, I give you a partner in purpose. When the world longs for comfort, I give you catalysts. When the world desires escape, I give you alignment. For I am not building fairy tales. I am building kingdom legacies. Take note of the contrast. A distracting relationship leaves you spiritually dull, but a divine connection leaves you spiritually sharp. A distracting relationship drains your hunger for me, but a divine connection fuels it. A distracting relationship keeps you bound to temporary pleasures, but a divine connection pulls you toward eternal purposes. Learn to recognize the fruit. If someone draws you away from prayer, away from vision, away from hunger, they are not from me. But if their presence calls you deeper, if it stirs you higher, if it provokes you to believe again, then honor what I am doing. And chosen one, remember that the enemy will try to counterfeit. He will send voices that flatter without convicting, companions that please the flesh but dull the spirit, distractions that masquerade as destiny. Guard your heart. Measure everything by the standard of alignment with me. The person I send will not pull you from my presence. They will push you toward it. They will not lead you into complacency. They will lead you into courage. They will not satisfy your excuses. They will demand your obedience. This is the difference, and this is the sign. You may find yourself unsettled by this truth. You may wonder why I would send someone who makes you uncomfortable. But understand, beloved, that gold is not refined in comfort, but in fire. Warriors are not trained in ease, but in battle. Leaders are not shaped by indulgence, but by challenge. The one I send to awaken your calling will carry fire, and when you come close, that fire will burn away what is lesser and ignite what is greater. This is my mercy. This is my love. For I refuse to let you live beneath the destiny I wrote for you. Chosen one, receive this with humility. The connection I ordain is not always about romance. It is about refinement. It is not always about companionship. It is about calling. It is not always about staying together forever. It is about ensuring you step into the fullness of what I created you to be. If you understand this, you will no longer despise the discomfort. You will no longer resist the mirror, and you will no longer confuse the catalyst for the source. You will thank me for the one I sent, whether for a season or for a lifetime, because you will know that through them, I have aligned you more deeply with me. This is the sign, chosen one. When their presence does not let you settle, when their influence makes you pray deeper, dream bigger, believe stronger, when their life becomes a living standard that pulls you higher, when their absence still echoes as a reminder of who you are, that is when you know. This is not chemistry. This is covenant. This is not escape. This is alignment. This is not romance alone. This is destiny. This is why I placed them before you, not to give you a story of comfort, but to give you a story of calling. So rise, beloved. Embrace the mirror, embrace the stirring, embrace the challenge. Let their presence be the catalyst that awakens you, the bridge that carries you, the force that aligns you. And as you walk forward, remember always, they are not there to be your escape, but your alignment force, a vessel through which I have chosen to press you into the fullness of your destiny. Number 5, mission intertwines. Chosen one, now I draw you even deeper into the mystery of what I am doing. You have seen how my hand brings encounters that are not random, how my spirit awakens your soul through the presence of another, how bonds endure through silence and distance, and how the right connection will press you into the fullness of your calling. But now you must understand the ultimate sign, the one that reveals the highest purpose. Your mission and theirs are intertwined. This is not about fleeting desire. This is not about companionship alone. This is about kingdom impact, about the orchestration of heaven that stretches beyond your life and into generations to come. Before you knew their name, before you looked into their eyes, before you felt the weight of their presence in your spirit, I had already written a blueprint. It was drawn in eternity's archives, designed before you took your first breath. This blueprint was not centered on your comfort, but on my purpose. It was not sketched for romance alone, but for revival. It was not drawn for temporary happiness, but for eternal legacy. Every page of your story, every battle you fought, every scar you carry has been woven into a design where another's gifts, wounds, and strengths would align with yours in ways that neither of you could have imagined. You are sacred puzzle pieces, crafted separately, but destined to fit together in a way that reveals a picture far greater than either piece could show alone. I do not pair souls for amusement. I align lives to accomplish strategies of heaven on earth. Where you feel weak, they carry strength. Where your wounds ache, they carry balm. Where your courage falters, they carry the fire to lift you higher. And where they feel broken, you carry healing. Where they doubt, you carry faith. Where they waver, you carry steadfastness. I do not waste pain, I redeem it. I take the wounds you thought disqualified you and intertwine them with the strength of another, so that together you not only heal, but bring healing to countless others. This is not dependency born of fear. It is interdependence born of divine design. It is not about clinging to each other for survival. It is about walking together for revival. When I weave two missions into one, I am not thinking of photographs or dinners. I am thinking of chains breaking, families being restored, territories being reclaimed, generations being transformed. Your union is not simply about you. It is about what flows through you. It is about testimonies merging until your individual victories become a multiplied anthem. It is about battles converging until what once defeated you becomes a weapon of deliverance for others. It is about victories multiplying until your combined impact shakes the atmosphere. This is why your bond feels sacred, why it feels weighty, why it feels irreplaceable. Because it was not born in human emotion, but conceived in my eternal purpose. Consider this carefully. The delays, the pruning, the separations have never been punishment. They have been protection. I allowed the pauses so that unhealed wounds would not fracture the foundation. I allowed the silences so that selfish desires would be burned away. I allowed the distance so that when you come together, it will not be with baggage that weakens you, but with strength that fortifies you. I refine before I release. I heal before I unite. I prune before I multiply. What you saw as frustration, I intended as foundation. What you experienced as denial, I was using as preparation. The enemy has fought you fiercely, not because of what you feel, but because of what you can accomplish together. He sees the blueprint even when you doubt it. He knows that if you stand aligned, your prayers will open portals, your testimonies will tear down strongholds, your agreement will birth movements. He has tried to sow discord, to stretch distance, to magnify misunderstandings, to drown you in delay. But understand this: if I have preserved the bond despite his attacks, then I have already declared the assignment unbreakable. He cannot destroy what I have sealed. He cannot stop what I have ordained. He cannot sever what I have woven. Look at your story and theirs, and you will see it. The patterns are not accidents. The strengths and weaknesses are not coincidences. The way your paths echo one another, the way your experiences seem to mirror, the way your wounds and their victories fit together. It is all part of the design. Like puzzle pieces, the jagged edges of your past are the very shapes that make you fit. Without those edges, the picture could not be complete. This is why I say to you again, do not despise what broke you. Do not curse what wounded you. I am using it as alignment for kingdom work greater than yourself. When your missions intertwine, your life is no longer about survival. It is about deployment. You do not simply exist side by side. You are sent together as a force, a living testimony of what heaven can accomplish when two spirits are aligned. I am not writing a love story for your entertainment. I am forging a kingdom alliance for my glory. Your love becomes a vessel, but your mission becomes a weapon. Through you, strategies of heaven are released. Through you, restoration flows. Through you, revival stirs. And the impact of your alignment will ripple beyond your years, echoing into generations. Chosen one, this is why you have felt the weight. This is why you have sensed the sacredness. This is why no substitute could satisfy, why no distraction could replace, why no counterfeit could endure. Because what I ordained cannot be replicated. What I authored cannot be imitated. What I designed cannot be dismissed. You have been part of a sacred design all along. And though the process has been long, though the delays have been many, though the pain has been real, every moment has been shaping you into who you must be to carry this mission. You may have thought I was late, but I was precise. You may have thought I was silent, but I was strategic. You may have thought the connection was dead, but it was hidden, like a seed, waiting for the appointed time to sprout. And when it does, you will see why it had to wait. You will see why it had to hurt. You will see why it had to cost you so much. Because what I am releasing through this alignment is not fragile, it is fortified. It is not shallow. It is deep. It is not temporary. It is eternal. And now I tell you this truth. When I join two missions, it is not simply for your joy, it is for my kingdom. Your union is not the ending, it is the beginning. It is not the conclusion of a story, it is the opening of a new chapter. Together you will walk in doors that neither of you could open alone. Together you will break chains that neither of you could break alone. Together you will carry mantles that neither of you could carry alone. This is the mystery of intertwining missions. One chases 1,000, but two put 10,000 to flight. Alone you can make an impact. Together you can shift atmospheres. Alone you can inspire. Together you can transform. Alone you can build. Together you can reclaim territories for my glory. Do not think small when I think eternal. Do not reduce this to romance when I am writing legacy. Do not limit this to personal happiness when I am crafting history. I am thinking far beyond your personal happiness. I am thinking of the children who will be healed by your testimony, the families who will be restored by your example, the communities who will be revived by your obedience, the generations who will walk in freedom because you answered the call. This is why the weight has been so heavy. This is why the warfare has been so great. This is why the waiting has been so long. Because what I am releasing through you is not small, it is monumental. Chosen one, let this truth steady you. You are not crazy for feeling the weight of this bond. You are not foolish for sensing its endurance. You are not weak for believing in its purpose. You are spiritually aware, discerning what I have been orchestrating all along. Hold on to this truth. Your missions are intertwined. Your stories are converging. Your victories will multiply. And the world will witness what I have written in eternity. So walk in expectancy. Trust in my timing. Do not despise the pruning. Do not fear the delay. Every pause has prepared you. Every silence has strengthened you. Every distance has deepened you. The time is near when I will bring it into alignment. And when I do, nothing will be able to stop it. For when I join what I have written, when I intertwine what I have designed, it manifests with a force no man, no demon, no delay can hinder. This is the final sign, the ultimate revelation. Your mission and theirs are one, not for your comfort, but for my kingdom, not for your pleasure, but for my glory, not for today only, but for eternity. Chosen one, hear me now as I draw all these truths together. You have walked through each sign, and with every word your spirit has been discerning that what you feel, what you have seen, what has followed you through seasons of doubt and silence, is not the product of imagination. It is the evidence of my orchestration. Every repeated encounter, every stirring presence, every bond that endured absence, every catalyst that pushed you toward your calling, every intertwining of your mission with theirs, all of it speaks of something far greater than desire. It points to a kingdom alliance, a bond designed not merely for personal fulfillment, but for eternal impact. This is the conclusion of all that has been revealed. What you carry is not obsession, not fantasy, not weakness of mind or heart. What you carry is recognition of a sacred arrangement authored in heaven. Do not despise yourself for the weight of it. Do not label yourself as foolish for still sensing what others dismiss. You are not crazy. You are not obsessed. You are awakened. You are perceiving the alignment of heaven, and this awareness is my gift to you. I have allowed you to feel the depth so that you would not mistake it for ordinary. I have permitted the longing to linger so that you would recognize the difference between human attachment and divine design. This is not a chain that binds you. This is a covenant that calls you. This is not an anchor to your past. It is a compass toward your future. Let me remind you of what each sign has established. I have shown you that repeated encounters are not random, but rehearsals. Breadcrumbs guiding you to recognize my choreography. I have shown you that their presence awakens your spirit, stirring prayer, vision, and destiny. I have shown you that the bond endures silence and distance, not fading but maturing in the wilderness. I have shown you that the right person will push you into your calling, refusing to let you settle for less than what I have placed in you. I have shown you that your missions intertwine, fitting like sacred puzzle pieces, releasing an impact that multiplies far beyond what you could achieve alone. With all of these together, how can you still doubt? This is not about emotion. This is about purpose. This is not about survival. This is about revival. This is not about fleeting comfort. This is about eternal consequence. Yet you must also hear this. My timing remains perfect. For many of you, the delays have been long, the separations painful, the silence deafening. You have wept, asking why it has taken so long. You have questioned whether you missed your moment, whether what you carry is nothing more than memory. But I tell you now, my delays are not denials. My timing is not rejection. Every pause has been pruning. Every silence has been shaping. Every delay has been divine preparation. If I had released too soon, the foundation would not hold. If I had allowed premature union, the weight of destiny would have broken what was still fragile. So I allowed the waiting, not to torment you, but to protect you, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Do not confuse disappointment with denial. What you thought was the end was training. What you thought was failure was refining. What you thought was silence was me whispering beneath the surface. Do not mistake my strategy for absence. I have never abandoned what I authored. I have never forgotten what I ordained. What I wrote in eternity still stands, untouched by time, unshaken by distance, unbroken by doubt. When I move with precision. When I act with glory. When I release with purpose. Now, beloved, it is time for you to step from recognition into response. It is not enough to understand the signs. You must now prepare yourself for action. Revelation without response becomes stagnation. But revelation embraced with obedience becomes transformation. This message is not given to entertain you. It is not given to soothe your emotions alone. It is given to awaken your spirit, to bring you to a place of readiness, to shift you from awareness into alignment. This is your call. This is your summons. I am preparing to release the final revelation, and you must stand ready to receive it not only with your mind, but with your life. Consider this carefully. I have not revealed these truths so that you can sit in longing. I have revealed them so that you will rise in faith. You are being asked to align yourself with my timing, to trust my hand when it moves, to embrace my strategy even when it differs from your desire. You are being called to pray with clarity, to declare with confidence, to act with obedience. The signs you have seen are not suggestions, they are confirmations, and with confirmation comes responsibility. I am calling you to guard the bond, to nurture your faith, to prepare your heart, to walk in purity, to align your life so that when I move, nothing will hinder what I am about to do. Do not allow fear to choke your obedience. Do not allow doubt to silence your declaration. Do not allow weariness to rob you of readiness. You must choose to stand in expectancy. You must choose to believe that what I began, I will complete. You must choose to step forward not with hesitation, but with confidence in my design. The world may mock you, but heaven applauds you. The enemy may resist you, but my spirit empowers you. You are not standing in confusion. You are standing in clarity. You are not caught in obsession. You are anchored in purpose. This is the place of transition, where you step out of questioning and into declaring, out of wondering and into walking, out of waiting passively and into preparing actively. Chosen one, open your heart. The final revelation is near. I am about to draw back the veil and show you why the story has unfolded as it has, why the waiting was necessary, why the timing had to be exact. But before I do, I require your readiness. I require your faith. I require your declaration. Speak it into the atmosphere. My delays are not denials. My waiting is not wasted. My calling is not canceled. Declare it so that your spirit aligns with heaven's truth. Declare it so that the enemy's lies lose power. Declare it so that others who are listening in silence will be strengthened by your courage. This is the call. Prepare yourself for the final unveiling. Prepare yourself not merely to listen, but to act. Prepare yourself to receive not just understanding, but assignment. What is coming is not the conclusion of a story. It is the ignition of a mission. This is not the end of longing. It is the beginning of deployment. I am about to release you into clarity, into alignment, into destiny. Stand ready, beloved. Stand awake. Stand expectant. For the words you are about to hear will not only conclude a message, they will activate a prophetic awakening inside of you. Chosen one, I see your perseverance. I see that you have listened until the end, and this alone is a sign of a heart ready for the next word, the next revelation, the next unfolding of my plan. Do not underestimate the significance of your endurance. For every moment you have remained, every word you have received, has been preparing the soil of your spirit for what is still to come. Your patience in listening is faith in action, and faith never goes unnoticed in heaven. Now I invite you to make your declaration. Speak openly what this word has stirred within you. Let your testimony be known, for when you declare, you strengthen not only yourself, but those who hear you. Write in faith, I receive this word, and let it be your seal, your agreement with what I have spoken. Do not hide your witness, for your courage will spark courage in another, and your voice will remind them that they are not alone in their struggle. Do not keep this message to yourself. Share it with those who need it most, your family who wrestle in silence, your friends who are fighting battles that do not belong to them. Be the vessel I use to place hope in weary hands and light in darkened paths. What you carry is not for you alone. It is for the ones I long to reach through you. Remain connected to this flow of revelation, for heaven is not finished speaking. Subscribe. Stay attentive. Keep the channel of your spirit open. Do not let distractions steal what I am pouring out. Each word builds upon the last. Each message a step into greater clarity, greater alignment, greater purpose. And now hear this final instruction. Until we meet again in the next word from heaven, walk in silence when I call you to silence. Remain faithful when the path feels uncertain, and trust with steady heart that I am moving even when you cannot see. Be still, be steadfast, be watchful. For the time will come when what I have promised will unfold before your eyes. And you will know that every moment of listening, every act of faith, every word received was worth it. Until the next word, chosen one, rest, remain, and watch me act.